Welcome back to the Daily Dose. I'm Susan. That's Robert. Robert used the most beautiful expression the other day that I'm going to ask if you could maybe color this in a little bit for me and our listening audience. You talked
Well,
about
we talk
where
a
you
lot, so yeah, give me just
yeah,
hint me a little bit so I make sure I'm talking about the right thing because we talk a lot.
where you are right now in your career path.
Oh, oh,
You
that kind of
referred
fits the
to
trust the unknown and then train for the unknown. So
no, it was a
well,
little bit different.
I think it
Or
does.
maybe you have a
Yeah, give
sense.
me a moment. I think it does.
Okay.
Because what I think I said, and you correct me if I'm wrong, was that I feel more me than I ever have when I'm teaching Jam for Joy. Is that what you're talking about?
It was that conversation, yes.
Yeah, it's the wholehearted self, and that's what I call it. It's the wholehearted self. And some of this, the nice thing is being able to identify some of the language because of Brene Brown. Shout out Brene, we're always talking about you. Um, where you get to be you without, you're giving full effort without feeling like you're slogging through the mud or being torn apart while doing it. It's flow, same type of thing, right? It's play, and it's you're using all the things, or I feel like I'm using all the things that are naturally me that I enjoy about me, and they're being received the way I want them to be received. Not for me, for the growth of the group. So
Yes,
yeah,
and
that's how it feels.
those of us who believe in the way you're building this airplane, the way you're building this, what you want it to be. There are lots of people who with whom that style and that manner resonates. And for you as an individual person to have that be seen and fulfilled. So historically, I have to assume that you've had not you've had whatever lack of faith or lack of or maybe criticism or something that made it harder for you to keep going, and now you have multiple things you could be doing. What a gift, what a treasure. It's all out there.
Being me, the full just kind of show up and give all of myself hasn't always felt welcome in various places because of whatever reason. And I just spent 3.5 years in a program where I really felt generally unwelcome, and yet pushed through it. So part of it is still a month later. By the way, my degree just today getting conferred, right?
Right.
It's like, hey man, you hope all this stuff
Anytime
happens,
now, be fine.
but
So,
yeah,
how much does the word misunderstood apply to what was going on in the past?
I don't that requires me knowing what other people are thinking, so I don't know about that. I can talk about what I felt. I felt
Okay.
I felt not accepted, or well, maybe it was misunderstood, or just for whatever reason criticized, looked down upon, less than, worthless, misaligned, foolish, all of these things
Those are
that,
heavy words.
yeah, all of these things that when the opposite of them is, and I remember the first time this happened when I spoke in front of a group here after my first semester up here in the Bay Area, a group about 100 people with Parkinson's, very early in the improv studies. And I get off the stage and the first person comes up and says, "You're doing what you're supposed to be doing." And I didn't know this guy from anybody, and he didn't know me. But at the end of the hour, which went well, he gave me that. And then I started getting that more and more often. And now that's reached more of a fever pitch as it's developed. And now, because now people can make more sense of it, right? And to whatever degree, right or wrong, the PhD gives it the proper cloaking. You know what I mean? People go, okay, now you get to, because you can be a little funky and a little weird inside of a PhD, and people go, okay, because those people can be that way. Like our friend Cole, shout out Cole, right? He can be
Yeah.
brilliant and a little funky.
I, I think for me, it's way less about the PhD than it is about the sense that I get of wholeness and authentic, a genuine, like organic evolution that's real. I mean, if you look at your funny resume and you look at now, there's a lot of stuff that you used to do that helped build who you are now and build this sense. So the PhD is like a amazing imprimatur, but the feeling that I get doesn't come from that. It comes from this sense of authenticity, the way you live and teach us.
Authenticity is a beautiful word. I'll let that close on that because that is how I feel, and I feel accepted and loved. And thank you very much for all of that. This is your daily dose.
Oh, that was awesome.